cross-cultural collaboration, I think it's the key, especially in the tech industry, for you to progress to not even just the next level, but in your space as well.
How has the startup world in India, and I guess the tech space in India, differ from the tech space in Canada?
There's a lot less hierarchy and a lot less of those gatekeepers when it comes to the tech space in Canada, especially working with startups, right? What I have personally seen is that everybody here wants to first ship, build, and then move forward. Whereas in India, it's more about, testing the waters, like getting the legalities in, the regulations in. Definitely Canada does have its own setbacks when it comes to regulations and everything, but I feel like there's a lot more building and shipping here in Canada than in terms of faster building and shipping here than in terms of like testing it with those different public opinions. And because we have a lot of population there, and everybody has their own opinions, everybody has their own needs and use cases, right? So it's a lot difficult to introduce a new technology, speaking from the Web3 perspective, than it is here in like Canada.
On the technology side, it's been great. But you mentioned on Web3 that you find that there's more opportunities here, or
Yes.
more openness?
There's more openness to like learn and accept the Web3 culture, because when so I was recently in India. I flew back yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So, when I was there, I started this community called Code for Change, which I was like helping students get adopt to Web3 technologies. We in fact partnered up with the StartNet Foundation to help bring these blockchain focused info sessions to colleges and to these college students that are pursuing computer science. And the looks on their faces, and like I still remember some of the students, how amazed they were, right? And they couldn't believe, and they couldn't really fathom the digital currency part of it, where I really wanted to question, do you really understand how your debit card works then?
Yes, yeah.
So I feel like in terms of acceptance of new technologies, Canada is definitely thriving there when compared to India, especially because I come from Hyderabad. It might be different in Bangalore, which is the IT sector or the IT hub of India, right? So, but when I am talking about these, even these metro cities like Hyderabad, the acceptance to newer technologies is a bit slower than Canada.
Why were you interested in setting up Code for Change?
Well, that's a very, very, very personal reason attached to it, because when I was in my engineering, I joined this engineering college, and I'm like, I'm ready to change the world. I want to become a computer science engineer. I want to, build apps, ships apps. And then I find the college curriculum to be so outdated, like especially the colleges in India. They're teaching you deprecated versions of Java that not even legacy companies use. So I I had to like break out of that zone, study how to learn how to code on my own, then joined this incubator, helped like more than 120 startups launch their apps. And that was my whole learning process when I was helping these startups. But I don't think everybody else is privileged. We have like lakhs and lakhs of engineering students that are passing out every year, and they're not privileged enough to tap into these sectors that they're interested in computer science itself, because it's like a huge stream and there's lots of branches, and branches collide as well. So I wanted Code for Change essentially wants to empower these engineering students to be able to use their engineering for to be able to use that degree and unlock the skills that they want. So we want to connect them with mentors, internships, exposure, not just like domestic but international exposure as well. So that's the whole reason. So if for example, a student is interested in, let's say he wants to do something in robotics, we should be able to like connect him with somebody who's a bit senior to him, who's done some projects. They can collaborate. Then to mentors that are, building in these in that industry, and then maybe, have him build at least 2 years of experience by the time he graduates.
How have you seen or have you seen that cross-cultural collaboration taking place in education, whether it's India or whether it's Canada?
I think that cross culture collaboration is the reason that the education like the infrastructure is still surviving, given especially in India, um, given the speed at which the curriculum updates in those colleges or universities. Even if you're looking at the top universities in India, whether it's IITs, NITs, and all of this, it's not the it's not the curriculum that they're studying, it's the people that they're around, it's the builder mindset and energy that they carry in these colleges that's helping those students prosper and become better, get a better start in life than other tier 2, tier 3 colleges. But if we're talking about this cross cultural collaboration, I think it's the key, in especially in the tech industry, for you to progress to even not even just the next level, but in your space as well. In fact, develop with AI, and with the notion that AI is going to take over tech jobs, I feel like developer relations or the comms part of like the tech industry is where it's going to be the bridge between you and non-tech people. So yeah.
Where are you excited about in terms of the Web3 space right now?
Web3 itself has a lot of potential. I am very hands-on into the technological side of blockchain, and I keep promoting it no matter which blockchain you're building on. Just like, understand the technical power that it gives you, the decentralization that it like the borderless connections that it helps you build. So I feel like in terms of the Web3 space, there's a lot of aspects that I'm really excited about, especially real estate tokenization. That's like one of the biggest projects that I feel like would, if built right, would actually help a lot of people enter the real estate industry, because you obviously know the barriers in the current one, and the NFT space. That's, I feel like, I actually feel really sad about how NFT technology is perceived because of the whole bubble that came in during COVID, right? The whole outburst of NFTs, and people didn't really utilize the technology as it should be. So I am very, very pro NFT if used in the right space, and if used the right way. The trustlessness that blockchain basically gives you, um, there's a lot of I'm not sure if we should say this on camera or not, but like there's a lot of aspects in the real estate industry that stops one from pursuing a partnership in real estate, right? And we're fractionalizing it. So those gatekeepers is something that would disappear with the implementation of real estate tokenization. Regulations is where these, and most of the Web3 products, right? The product is great, the product is shipped, and then they suddenly realize that it's not it's not meeting the regulations of the place that it's being built in. So I am pretty sure Middle East is ahead of everybody else when it comes to implementing real estate fractionalization and tokenization, especially Qatar. But apart from that, I don't think there's a solid implementation. So I feel like blockchain is still awaiting its chat GPT moment.
Yes.
So yeah, when I came from India to Canada, I witnessed the culture here, the acceptance here, the diversity, and the multicultural aspect of Canada. I was amazed, and that's not what I had like heard about in India. So breaking, and then going back to India and telling them it's not like how you all talk it is, like how you all think it is. It's very different. So I think breaking those stereotypes and the cultures for them, those cultural shocks that they got when I said like it's just a normal place with normal people and it's nothing, it's not a very big deal. So I think it was for me the opposite, where when going back to India and I'm talking about, and those facial expressions, they're really funny, and I'm like, it's not the way you're talking about. So
I think, folks like you that are now global citizens, as you have these global perspectives, can really bring these communities together. So thank you for coming today, and very exciting to see what you will be doing in the future. Thank you.
absolutely, thank you so much.